Hey guys, what's going on? Jay the Reporter coming at you once again. And of course, like we do around this time every week, is the Against the Spread. This time it's week 12. Now, this week's a little bit different from most because we just had the Thanksgiving games where I typically don't do Thursday games. It's rare that I get a chance to do the Thursday games. So I went ahead and just let those ride. And a part of me was thinking, God, it's going to be kind of hard for me to hit 100 because of that. But you know what? I'll take that challenge on. Now, we're going to kind of hop right into it. First game on the docket. 1 o'clock games. We got Raiders, Falcons, Raiders -3. I'm going to take that because right now, maybe outside of Pittsburgh and Kansas City, no one's playing better football holistically than the Las Vegas Raiders. So I'm going to take them against the spread in this one, -3. And trust me, this week you're going to see a bit of a pattern as far as to how I'm taking these teams this week. So next game up, Chargers, Bills. I like what the Chargers have going on offensively, but they're not really built to win it just yet. Defensively, they still got some questions to answer. So in that game, I'm going to take the Bills against the spread, -4.5 points. I just believe that the Bills have just enough to be able to kind of keep anything that could happen to them at bay. I believe that's going to be the case, and I do see that happening in this game. Next one up, Giants, Bengals. I'm pretty sure the line would have been totally different if not for Joe Burrow going down. So that means in this game, Daniel Jones is the best quarterback on the field. The Giants have a real defense and also a real shot at still making the playoffs by winning the division. And per a conversation I was having with my boy Terrence on Facebook, doing a live shoot with him, I said that these two teams have a shot, and it's Washington, who just won on Thursday, and the New York Giants as far as winning the division. And that's just basing it out off of the schedule they have coming up. So I'm going to take the Giants against the spread in this one, -6. So I'm feeling a little bit more chancy this week, if you guys haven't noticed. Next game up. And this one decides who's going to be first place in the AFC South. And that's going to be the Titans and the Colts. Now, the Titans came off a win last week against the Baltimore Ravens. I want to thank the Titans for doing that, keeping that team at bay, because I'm not worried at all about what the Cleveland Browns are going to be doing to us. And this game here, I'm going to take the Colts minus the spread, so that's Colts -3. I'm taking them simply because they have a little bit of everything, but in a better package than what the Titans can put forward. The Titans have answers to a lot. They don't have really answers to a lot of the questions they have on defense. The Colts have a real one. I think the Colts can stop the run or at least mitigate it enough to be able to get out in front and win this game. And not to mention a very impressive comeback just last week against the Packers. So I'm seeing it go off that way. Now, next game up on this docket is two teams, that one that's underachieved and one that's completely overachieved as far as what their records would constitute and what their rosters can actually put together. That would be the Panthers and the Vikings. Now, I typically would have took the Panthers in this one. If healthy, I would have took the Panthers in this one. But missing too many pieces, missing the starting QB, missing your starting running back, it's too many pieces that really need to be addressed. In this game, I believe the Vikings need to win. If they want to try to maintain some type of chance to make the postseason, they got to win this. This is not a gimme game, but it's the closest thing they're going to get to it. So if you're the Vikings, take it. I'm taking the Vikings in this one, -3. I just believe they have just enough to win this game by 4 or more points. Next game on the docket, Cards, Patriots. I'm taking the Cardinals -2. Now, this is a very generous line for the Cardinals. And I say that because I believe the spread in this game should have been upwards of 5, maybe 5.5. So the fact that they said that they are only going to give them 2 means that they believe in 2 things going to happen. They believe that the Patriots are going to control the clock by running the football, which they do a pretty good job of. And they also believe that they're going to be able to keep this offense making mistakes as far as Arizona goes. I don't believe Arizona's going to come in this game making mistakes. I think they're going to come out a little more buttoned up because they got a chance to make the postseason as well. So I believe that's what's going to happen here. I'm pretty sure Cam still got some magic left in him, especially since he's upticked his play recently. But I'm going to take the Cardinals just because they give me a generous spread of 2, meaning all they got to do is win by 3. I'll take that. Next game up, Dolphins, Jets. Line is -7 in favor of the Jets. And honestly, in this one, I'm going to take the Dolphins against the spread, -7. And the reason for that is that I don't think the Jets are a touchdown closer, no matter who the Dolphins roll out there at quarterback. Whether it's Fitzmagic or it's Tua, no matter how you put that out, I believe the Dolphins have more in the tank than the Jets do, and they're still fighting for a playoff spot as well. So this game is extremely important. I think they're going to come out firing on all cylinders to kind of right the ship, especially after how poorly they played last week. So there's one thing there for them. Now, next game, Browns, Jags. Line is -7, taking the Browns in this one for obvious reasons. The Jaguars struggle holding teams down and rushing. They actually let the Pittsburgh Steelers put up over 100 yards in combination running the football. And I'm going to be honest, the Browns have a better stable of backs and can run the ball better than the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's just proven by the numbers. So with that being the case, I'm going to take the Browns in this one, -7. I just think if you're able to run the ball, you're able to kind of control things. Now, the Browns, they kind of screw everyone over a couple of weeks ago when they just kind of ran the ball out of bounds and could have been guys covering the spread, and that just turned into a hot mess. But that's just the case. Par for the course. Taking the Browns -7 in this one. Next game did not have a line yet, so you guys know what we do. I create a line, and whatever line comes out, I take. This one's Saints-Broncos. Now, the Broncos currently have that many quarterbacks active on their roster. So with that being the case, I will not take them. I don't give them a shot to win this. You know, maybe it's just rumor, but Jerry Jeudy's trying to throw his hat into the ring and say, hey, I'll play quarterback for us. I mean, what do we got to lose? And honestly, all they got to lose is a football game. Broncos aren't really a good football team yet. But I think after this coming season, after the postseason and everything with the draft, free agency, I think they can have a shot to kind of build up the roster. But I don't see that really making much of a difference. So the line in this one, I'm going to give it Saints -9.5. And that's pretty much what we're going to roll with here. Like I said, if there's a line that comes out for this game, I take that line. No matter if it's higher or lower, I take that line. Now, next game. Niners, Rams. Take the Rams -6.5. The Niners, too hurt. The Rams have everything to play for. They did what I said they would do last week by beating the Bucs. The Rams are a complete team, and I said it before. I believe it. And I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to sit here and make a whole video and embarrassing myself the way I did for the Bears, because maybe that's a jinx thing going on, and I don't want to do that to the Rams. So I'm just going to roll with the Rams, -6.5 in this one, but I do believe in this ball club. Next game, Chiefs-Bucks, the game everyone's looking forward to this weekend. And honestly, I do not believe the Bucks are going to come out firing on all cylinders in this one, because the Chiefs have, in this game, it's going to sound crazy, have more to play for than the Bucks do. Because the Bucks know, for the most part, they got a playoff seed locked up. The Chiefs know that they want to have that bye. So they have to come out and win this game. The line's -3.5, which means that we know the Chiefs can get out and score against anyone and get out and score fast against anyone. And they proved it week 1 when they bust all up into the Ravens offense. I seriously do believe that this team can actually get out here and do that. They've proven they can hold down a quarterback who can make certain types of plays. The one quarterback they couldn't hold down like that was Derek Carr, but that's a divisional matchup. I can always assume in divisional games you can throw it out. But in one-off matchups, you take the team with the best quarterback. Sorry for all the New England fans who are going to sit there and stand for your boy Tom Brady. This isn't the case right here. Taking the Chiefs -3.5 against the Bucks. I just believe in this game you're taking the team with the best quarterback and the team that can make, and the quarterback that can make the most plays. That will certainly be Patrick Mahomes. So I'm definitely going to take him there in that one. Next game up, Bears, Packers, which would have been a better matchup if they would have went back to Trubisky. They haven't. They're not going to. They're going to ride Nick Foles all the way into the sunset, or at least until the full-out collapse of this team. That's exactly what's happening here. I'll take the Packers against the spread, -9.5 points. That's pretty much what we're looking at there. Now, the Packers do have a history of covering the spread, especially in divisional matchups. I think the only 2 times they haven't done it this year was once against the Lions and the other one against the Vikings. They didn't cover because they lost that game to the Vikings. Now, next game up on this docket is a team that I told you I will always pick against them if the team I have to pick them against is a better match. And of course, you know who I'm always picking against. I'm picking against the Philadelphia Eagles in this one as well. It's the Seahawks, who have done a terrible job, though, of covering the spread, and also done a terrible job really covering themselves. They are #1 in their division right now, but that's really been held on by bubblegum and tape. I don't believe it's that strong of a lead. I don't think they can really hold it unless they can put together wins and games that they're supposed to win. And that's what they have to do right here against the Philadelphia Eagles. And that's what I see them doing. So I'm taking the Seahawks -5.5. And that's another line that I personally believe should be 7 points. Maybe 6.5, but definitely 7. I don't have the Eagles playing too well, especially in prime time. The offense have been sputtering. They don't really know if Wentz is their guy. Doug Peterson really doesn't know if Wentz is his guy because he's hesitating to answer questions about whether or not Wentz is his guy. And every person knows, you work the press, if you've been on a football team, anything like that, if you ask a question or get asked a question and you hesitate, then that means whatever just came out of your mouth was something formulated to try to keep the heat down. But as soon as we even notice, especially me being a member of the press at one point, as soon as we see any hesitation, my BS detector goes off, just like everyone else's BS detector goes off. So when that happens, that means there's low confidence going into this game, and you got low confidence going into a game where it's gunslinger versus gunslinger. I'm taking the guy whose coach has confidence in him much rather than the guy whose coach is second guessing him right now, especially since you have a worthy backup who may be able to come in, and I'm not saying take your job, but probably perform with the pieces that are there with him. So in this one, Seahawks over the Eagles, 5.5 points. Last game, which should have been a Thursday game, which got moved to be a Sunday game, which got bumped to be a Tuesday game. Ravens Steelers, another game with no line. Now, I'm pretty sure we all seen the news. It's coming out. James Conner has tested positive for COVID. He is a cancer survivor, more higher risk, but he's also super young. Get well, brother. I have all the faith in the world that you are not going to die from this. So I'm holding up. No, I know you're going to be just fine. Take your time. Come back. Trust me, the team will still be in good straits without you. Take your time coming back. But, like I said, no line. Just given the matchups, RG3 is going to be your starter quarterback for the Ravens. They have pretty much no healthy running backs that are worth their salt. Calais Campbell up front missing, so there goes your run D. If you haven't noticed what Derrick Henry did just a week ago. I mean, this is not going to be pretty. So I'm going to take this line is going to be Steelers -7.5. And the only reason I say 7.5 is simply because it's a rivalry game. Had this just been a matchup, the Ravens been an NFC team, and this hasn't been a very contentious kind of a knockout, drag out kind of a matchup, I probably would have increased this point spread. But just for rivalry point purposes alone, I believe the Ravens will be up to play the Steelers, and the Steelers may be down a little bit to play the Ravens. So I'm just going to give them 7.5 here, but I still believe talent in the end will prevail. So Steelers -7.5, and the same thing goes on in this game that happens with the Saints game. If the line is set, I will change the line and go about it. But guys, let me know what you think about all these picks down in the comment section below. Also, do not forget, guys, like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We are so close to 1,000, 200, as of the recording this video, 201 subscribers away from being right there. And then I can start doing other things with the channel, like live streams, bringing on guests, things of that nature. I'm working things out, but I need to be able to unlock all the tools that YouTube can give me. So if you guys don't mind telling a friend to tell a friend to subscribe, that'll be greatly appreciated. But my name is Jay the Reporter, signing out. Peace.